For me, the depression started at a very early age. It really affected my outcome, my perceptions, and I really did not find much relief. I eventually tried many different types of medications, and over time, over a period of 15, 20 years of passing through all of those, none really was that effective, and the side effects tended to be fairly significant. Eventually, I took a fairly extreme measure with ECT, electroconvulsive therapy, shock therapy, and that was pretty significant side effects, cognitive, memory, and so I found that just didn't really have the relief I was hoping for, especially with the cost, physical costs. And somebody mentioned TMS, and so after ECT, I was expecting something fairly traumatic, but after meeting the people here, everyone was so polite, the environment was calming, that the treatment itself hardly was noticeable. During my first appointment, I spoke to Dr. Peterson extensively, asking many questions as to the procedure, how it worked, and he was extremely informative, spent a lot of time talking to me. And that really put me at ease. Then eventually, when we finally, my first treatment, took about 20 minutes, sat in the chair, they aligned the coil, and sat back and relaxed. And it felt just like a soft tapping on my forehead, very calming. As the treatments progressed, right about halfway through the predicted series, I noticed a change, or I should say that the people around me noticed a change. My wife noticed that I smiled more often, that I engaged life and that I was sleeping less, just generally feeling better. I didn't notice it for a while, but then eventually I did as the treatments progressed. Things got better, the sky got brighter, I felt more engaged. I felt that a darkness had kind of lifted off of me that had been there for quite some time. Before TMS, I was on like a fairly heavy medication regime that had fairly significant side effects. And even though it kind of kept me up, there was a price to pay for it. With TMS, I was able to get off the medications, to get away from those side effects, and it allowed me to get my head up above to see the world in a completely different way. After 20 years of depression, after taking many different types of medications, after going through ECT, electroconvulsive therapy, and finding TMS, I am so grateful that I had found it. I wish I had come to it sooner and found it sooner, and I would recommend anybody who is suffering to try NeuroStim TMS. It has really been a lifesaver for me, and has got me off medication and has allowed me to see the world in a much brighter way.